person me who the cost.
What you are so no worry na me se brai. Amma o gina so he.
On person bia be fare ko.
Na me unse du ba bia na information na akodada no na oba na o se biti.
Na so aya mara
Okay.
Kakra bi so nka me ya asan.
Adenti.
Say two seniors cannot be on one platform.
Senior.
Entino.
Now when him say no me post to my catcher no cry. Me dey to me status so be share that send me message say, "Yeah, why did you intentionally remove Solo from the Thursday panel?" Now me say, "Boy, me nana." Now me dey my day.
Na me ni ala se Listowel Ivan ha say they say.
Who be man confirm be me. All right. See, me sure say issues to be and na shut down count but here the fair no match pass na course on Ablekuma North minority ko ka che IGP so on na James and ko declare elections no fama ekwe free e na afi so innocent wo de no be sha ase aye wo map a wi a now de one city na count the rally so we sha yes. We have one city on fuel way now minority as stage work.
Ma men chetie for ni ahwefo na enchia menuanu ma bedwafo. Me mo aba so se ne da bia me ye no no. Na say dey am say baby aya tren dey enche be call parliament.
Yes.
We share committee members aya betena say say dey. Okay. See on that note no. Ebe boy homodin na ya boa ma o man na e kama. Minority. Obaya democracy na sebio e makwan man yo mabi wo ho a sebi preduasa nyansa nim but e wo se ekoso. Nti democracy e ma sebi obi a kire na adwen. Including bodem ni nyina democracy ma ne kire na adwen. The only time democracy onye fair to bodem ni when you go to aba. Wow, see,
only sound mind.
Because of Nigeria, a community. You can sort of. I'm running a crown. My imagine say, Mekwama, yeah, repeat. Because I would down for Pia to Aba. And Rano and far, among family, I can't be asked. I'm a Drew baby crampono. Now, we share your man Penia or Tia Soku Fada. Bien will be to my convince me, Seku Fada was of sound mind. I said, but them net me jina me ato ne so aba me ne di. Oti kwa of fast or the bear mampen. Bia ni. Ani yebo a eno se akufo de mampen. Tina o hwe ni o ma na ekoso. Bia ni won ma na sebi. Abadwen basem ewu. Enti se me hwe de ekoso nura. Minority for say omo ye work. Eye ni o ma mienu na eba amadwen. Say election now they haven't come to terms with the realities. Acquire say to me no ma any hane. We is to throw away no. Acquire to me and sample. See a man tasia yomo. Ama say no. Ed say omubejia to mu say dear kosuni. And it is share. Petition ni kro omode kona na omose nipa oye omoba no dani eye mra nimu ni
ya lawyer ni aben
ona ba kasa MPP lawyer bi eni oye onimu mra
onim judge
MPP lawyer bi eni hon ma on afenyo makin so a wo su na CJ na mo pese mo yi na di ni nyina ne se onim CJ oni busuani efri mankesi. Enti abribia no enye law no
onim
judge so yi judge ni free ho no wasa bon no onim law no say de no omko yi say IGP na IGP ni 2 min ni say emra mu no IGP 2 min ni say emra ben na kire say IGP na wo say okoma electoral commission ko na adwuma emra ben no we lawyer ni o kan Ghana lawyer fo a dina me ka say on Ghana Bar Association no e wo so omugu no akoye te say chop bar before bi na and some real for bar and o makoshia senye obobrobo ina da o manu a ɛyɛ deɛ ɔtete metron danse ase ɛna ɔda ɔma no association no nyansa biara nim obi biara ne afa ne so ɔyɛ lawyer ni na ɔmo gom ho anim ase a good law profession anim ase wei yɛ bɔ ne din ne afa esquire na nka ho a obetumi kura de wakɔ court sɛ wagu n'anim tia na sɛ sɛ ne yɛ lawyer ɛwɔ wiase wei mu a ɛne sɛ kɔdwo bantama no nyina betuma yɛ lawyer so kɔdwo bantama yɛ obi a na adwene mu ka no Ashtown.
Oh really?
Fa bantama line ho kɔdwo bantama obetuma yɛ lawyer Akufo-Addo yɛ lawyer ni Obribuahin lawyer Abronye lawyer
we lawyer Abronye lawyer
Nana bi kura yɛ lawyer na Abronye Nana bi yɛ lawyer Pegari ni mako Pegari ni mako
I think so. Your masters in law, but on your LLB.
So he has not been called to the bar.
Oh, okay. Ba kwa law.
Law.
Okay.
Entino Nana bi yɛ lawyer. Pegari ni mako yɛ lawyer. Oh, enti sɛ wohwɛ we mu a omoko ye ya. Na hwɛ de oda oma no na. E wo so hu so my we ya san ya chi. Papa because sebi so no be ka kire wo kan ye ka se obi ye lawyer ni wo MPP mu a den ye bi ni o
aben
na den emire afikura no me nka ayi ko otu
yeah
one ne nya adwe but bo so he is talking law Gary na no otumi ade ye oye wo ye lawyer ni o ni aban e kokon ase aban no se ono no de obi akodina emranim amani bail emramo o se me court say omo anti bail conditions ne so se obekwa ko hwe obi a owo sabi ehun krata asem a obetimi aboa me nya bail no ene se obekwa court akopim se court be di asem na wie no eti se court no kra share se obedi asem no juada na ni pakro no wadam efiada memenda kwasiada we lawyer ni o
yeah
na wonu no akọ ni senior adeba ekotwe manso a say onu ka asema senior na antie wo senior bibia wo pese wo ye bia wa abrabom as a lawyer no wonu na a director echeche kwan because wo wabon someone who cannot put an English statement together a sentence, common sentence, the subject verb agreement. Any Gary ni maku ni common any subject verb agreement. Bon wa bon eso a lawyer ni. Frank Davis wa a lawyer. Utie send you see to papa so. Oni kisi eja ben obi a ono etre mra edi mra. Oni ne kwa kamera. Wo so wa bon. Eti MPP lawyer bi en oni mra. Omo nim judge. And as I say, judge, and so say in a 2 year. Now, work no more, no. The second thing that came in my mind is a beer on who do more. Ti omo call exerciser. A be boama, who say, Oko worker, you how ni be. Say, no, say, how I don't almost so papa. And on we be beer and can sebi nipa ye. The old trust him say, Nechi Antino. The wood to an amobia we are here. Feedback ka ukwa na wakɔ internet ne so dey na Ghana for kafa me ho
yeah
in one instance se me kan dey Ghana for kafa wo ho wɔ ha wa hwe abɛka se me kura me na ma no ya ye di o matem sa to the extent say a man na be useless a man so are the most useless ones in this country today. None of them is relevant. None of them. They don't make sense. They don't make sense. And you know, sometimes people say, is it just because you are the minute minority, so you need not to make sense? Is it because of that? Because the South African Parliament, how Malay Manum almost here, they were just a handful, but they made sense beyond reasonable doubt. To the point, sir, even the majority then in that parliament, had to kowtow before them. That is how they managed to become what they are today. But to the large extent, every time they open the microphone, they don't make sense. Oh, yeah. It's as if we have just gathered some form of fools in a certain arena called Parliament. Say, when we want some comic reliefs, they should just open their mouths for us to be laughing. Everything is just a public derision. Are we serious as a country? And just because of democracy, we allow for any useless being to just, spew anything. I'm going to the substantive.
Yeah.
Abaya, one city, no Ukrainian money. A idea been a two-city. Mijiri say Ghanaians, as forgiving as we are, we have forgiven the government. Sin to a woman, yes, Sikana or more general Ghana ni bu a fool.
Yeah.
And kita hu die no, na was say ministry and Ghana food dear.
Yeah, I think there was no communication.
No.
Let's say Yana said about what Parliament.
Now, didn't you pass answer ni say? Akwai to say, ye ya na musifo baby. Yeah, I was saying community dinkita.
Yeah.
Enti ansa no ura to force in Parliament no. Then I was saying ka yemre se bedwafo na ye di asem ne koto o manim some time ago no. I was saying komadi hu komo bedwam.
Yeah.
Because ministry no e could depend wo omoso. But enye sie wie. Me imagine ye me say ye fanche. Na se ehu hia na se ehu hia no. Eho ne ye fa ya adwenko. Because sebi aban bie no a owo bibi apart from the animal for the amano. And so o manage resources are enye ekanko na o manage.
Yeah.
O manage animu nipa ne emu troubleshooting ni bibia wo se ebem. Entina medical kan sinto a na ewo ho no. Na sinto no eswa echen adihiade a yede ekana sebi yede sika no ekotua no. Ya sika we am say ministry no emfa metu dwa. But enya afebo enya sika ye gye no se kopim se wiase be ko na wie ye. Sada media minim se ne dwoma ma hye ne neoma. Na obaya na ka the last person was en ko bie na no kra kan bi asem we bi ye MPP ni. Onipa MPP ni ohun adwene ne wo fom ama edu ba bia na eya. Se party na kakane no se bi o yetimi di ye ho se eye nimdifo party no se no abaye akwadwofo ene amamboyefo party enu nti na ama omo a se bi o omo ye members of the party no omo nim no kre enu ane se yaka che ne se o we paremfo kodi wa anya ne se party ne ma power se no opposition na omo akono ama omo adwene ye omo say the word opposition means oppose everything. So whether good or bad, they always, and it's becoming a cancer in their brain. One who be kakra be omo kene Japan de ni bi ombenya tumor o ma dwene mu. Was ye tumor ni from ma dwene. Because tumor ni nyini. E die na de ye bedru ha. Sika John Mahama ejeje ya na e wo senka saka we na abai no. E be so ya oman na sene. Aso omanfo asene na yetimi akonye ka no. Says can Kufa do ne Kanofra Tom the Eden.
Or refer to
Esla. O ma disikano, edisikane sia wa akwaje bosia. This is 2037 and you betu abosia na wie. Enti susu ana omususu se John Mahama aba be mampani no. E kwan me na na nkomususu se nka John Mahama onfa so. Enfa emu man no. Oh, Kufa do ba bem fufo me kan. Mitufu bi se e maga nani nkoto abama no na obi a ye de abusua japade ni papa ebewuo no ojan hotel o e wo higher ringway hotel wakoton hotel no de ama societe general hotel no de adwuma na oye change bed sheet mame coffee anase tea anopa wo de abro so a mame omelette kosu a ya chi aye twetwetwa mu atete mu nkete Kufa do ntimi manage hotel. What on ye? Ade bobra, ewugu bra. This kwa no ogina mu. Baby akokora wedding fie be ekwa aduoko no ne football age na da bia munim no na ogina disco bunim owie ye wo se otu ne pa owie ye wo se wabokanti wan ton hotel na ontimi nyebe efa nye campaign enye ska nye campaign oton ya koton O'Reilly secondary school Emma Major Nunu Mensa Major brigadier and etimi ma ohun baabi ansa na omu create mi akọ school sprinters wo baabi on na ma ohun baabi ansa na omunya baabi akọ school to busu aja pade nyina hwe unim from range roundabout all the way to electoral commission ho nyina na eni papa dia oton ni nyina oton bi kura ma talafata no baabi ana ye soccer academy no ho nyina na ekufado oton ni nyina copy electoral commission baabi hack ma fie ni wo no nyina na ekufado dia na oton ma no obi a wote sa na yefa ni mu man eti won se de dwoma ma ye to wo a na e wo senke ye gina so e de ko ye ka e wo anyinam kane ho esla no eni petrol ni nyoma nyina wo on se wo ba ye wo de akosi awo wa agisika na di ene Ghana ni nim de odisika na ye eti se nyansa sabi dwoma hama ni papa ne ni maame e de wo no a edua ni mu a ema woye oba soronko a owo nimdi a wode ka ho ni nyansa de abobra ama Ghana fo ho atoyen a enti ka kwan ba na ke be fa so an ke betimi akosa akai all right enu ti na say 1 cedi na 1 cedi no de enwanwani oba ya ebedru busumi afi we awie ye no na petrol bo na ba fom papa ebeba ma 1 cedi no Ghana ni kura mfili na 1 cedi ne yade a wode to se utofu abia na elita bia no 1 cedi a fane sefu no koto ne 5 cedis kura ye beti 1 cedi Ghana ni in the last few months petrol no woto ne kane no say yate so say almost 4 cedis and this the same 1 cedi na say yasa kote so kura in the next window ye beti so yasa kote so a 1 cedi na ebi a wusu hu na because ebi a wo fi say ya no ye MPP for na ma wo betua 1 cedi no ebedu ba bi kura po no do mahamanti umfili wo wie ye no wo sa de dollar na e kofom se dollar ne ba ebeduru ba bi a obi kura cedi be se enkono ana enso honom enwotwe ho na wo di koto eyi a wasa ma wo botom ayede e se wo cedi na e se wo botom no anya ho de enti se etikasi awi adwe nya se adwe na emre o we eyesese ya enyamiama maybe do Muhammad 1 cedi to so sa kwaku kwate de court ti enyi 1 cedi ni mfiri so omo ba aban mu no busa kwaku kwate no deputy minister for finance omo antimi enyi omo sei so omo yi a omo ne bebo etikasi awi adu anya sa adu emre o do Muhammad won sori preko pemfa sebi decision oh there were only 2 categories of human beings, one who thinks before he acts and the other one who acts before he thinks. The latter eyekufa do no omo ye bibi wi ansa no makodwen ho John Mahama or dream deep or your broader consultation ansa na bibi a sebi eye ginasie no
okay
it is a sebi wadwini so a ko Bible can say omo sua Proverbs 6 okwadufo ko entatia John Mahama nchen ko sua na kwan ne hu nyansa
vedase
so when you say nyansa ni bia et say dey do so abo akoko no ubi bia wo ye bia no e be make sense after dey afenyo ma kin jina ho no ma Eiii levy after dey ni refi esla because okoka esla say pe ye be ka say esla na John Mahama je mo dey ye it after dey see Eiii levy because yi na edi energy na ni mu no e kire say Eiii na levy na jini refi say energy no sector sa to aso nti ko the sector ne kan ho an kanya ES na ka levy ni ba na kanya esla oh because obi adwene no adanitiri no ohia adwene mo hwe ene ayi a afenyo makin na adwene no emuka
okay Marco innocent
he levy is ko twa keki do Mahama wanko bi
okay
ba wo mia na amu ni ko twa keki mu no ono ase oba obetwam afei mu ba ya ye se twam so amose na mu twam ade na ndo bebu man no oh adwene ni mu kam esa body ni bread o body no se wadwene ni nya adwuma body ni ebre enti no se bi o sorry ade bi onam no e ka odwene pa deeply a onante da because dear be our dream deeply no who say we are make cry any IGP adwuma o nante na my dear today no mo say high hill edu baby o say mo run me high hill mo ma me slippers so we lead the adwuma kan ekamu a o body ne be bre we on be bre sa o nya free opposition share 2080 something
for be dey na number che that ma me tie o
yeah ma me cha na me cha o tie for all right na me ka say I think say so o he Ghana kwan fa so politics now we a young person who follow I think say ba ko a ema wa bambu ni say you become very so much disappointed in amamfo a ya entrust political power into their hands in our thinking we think that these are intelligent people ya de to me assure mo say so mo kwatwe no mind that che ho but sometimes the way they operate, the way they act, the poverty of intellect, in the way they sometimes the poverty of reasoning, is so astonishing. What one wabomabuza on my way, I want kasa man, but in the future, and for me that is the problem because this whole thing, I cost the day. I agree with Listowel on the part of government. Say all of a sudden, introduce you way no consultation, nobody like my catch as a governance and yabosom. And a few people be acquested them could take a decision then over 12 to Nipa. And yabosom. And I say by year, no more than a jit o'clock. I dare you about that by governance, no, a broader stakeholder discussion engagement ever coso. And we understand that they obey you cannot control that discussion and as a form. But the question is, why are we here? And sir, levy I can't answer me. So we take discussions because you see say Nipa don't know more can't don't even understand it. But man who some run TV or mobile kati YouTube almost say D levy, yeah the E levy, I don't know, and new levy. There hasn't been any introduction of a new levy. Under the ESLA, there were several components, I think 6 or 10. Was energy sector debt recovery way no, and on there is 0.95. And for petrol and where 0.9 and I increase 1 city abaka and I echo 1.95 1.35. So no omunya introduce new levy bia but when say mramuno if you want to amend opesa CC and say you need to amend the entire thing and it's in a call parliament omko amend there so obia nya introduce new levy bia obia a existing one no and na sika no akosoro e bia babaka ho. And for me, it makes sense in a sense, yeah. Now I'm for top petrol, 17 cities. Oh, Chroma say, and that 17 cities now drop here, Babidru 12 cities, 13 cities. And in the wisdom of government, you know, say now on 17. Now I drop it down while Babidru 12 at least say yes, slash 1 city woman within this period. Na idea kushi no this man in the some kind of lean way. I'm a government. I decide to can I be. And that is making sense because over the years, so I had the ESLA since its introduction. I've go for by within 2017 to 20.